Hello, I'm Delusion Dispeller, and today I'm going to talk to you about something very different. I like doing random videos sometimes because, frankly, narcissists and narcissism can get pretty monotonous and boring. I've been doing this for years, since like 2006, 2009, and there's only so much new stuff that I know that I can say about narcissism. So I like doing other stuff just about lifetime, situations. So today I'm going to be talking to you about something that recently happened in my family between my husband and I, as a couple. And that is, he ended up going to the doctor being diagnosed with acute pancreatitis. I want to tell you what the signs and symptoms are in case you're having any of these, and you can look at it and say, gee, maybe this is what I'm going through. Because we both know, or all know, I should say, because there's more than two of us, we all know that doctors sometimes miss it, sometimes don't diagnose things right, sometimes give the wrong diagnosis. And maybe if you know the signs and the symptoms, you can look for it and get checked out specifically for this. That's my dog drinking water in the background, by the way. Morgan's Home. If you haven't seen the Morgan's Home videos, go ahead and check those out too. Anyhow, the first sign that I noticed, what he was saying to me about pain, was like up in his upper chest area, right up here, kind of in his sternum. And then he kind of said it was right above his belly, like in the abdomen area. And it was really bad pain. It was pain bad enough that he left work early a couple times. And one time he actually walked himself to the hospital. That would have been the final time when he was diagnosed with the acute pancreatitis. So upper chest pain, or like pain between the belly button and the sternum area, like right below the breastbone, yeah, that's a good indication of it. Distended abdomen. I remember him standing there and puffing his belly out where it looked like he was, and he said, how come my fat is stiff and firm and yours hangs? So I'm like, well, gee, thanks, dude. He loves my chubby belly. He wishes I would never lose it. He's one of those guys that would keep you overweight just so he can squeeze it and play around. Um, Anyways, so he said, why does mine hang and mine stick out and yours is all jiggly? Mine's really firm. And he like pounded his stomach and it made a thud sound. And I thought, I don't know, but he's been complaining of stomach pain and chest pain. Something's up. So distended abdomen is another sign of acute pancreatitis. Gas, a lot of gas, burping, passing gas the other way, very good sign of it. Vomiting, he would eat and like within moments after be in the bathroom throwing up, and I mean really heaving, throwing up, very, very sick. An overall ill feeling, he just never felt well. He just felt like he was constantly sick, wished the doctor would figure out what the heck was going on, and the doctor never did till he finally ended up with the acute pancreatitis. Now, what do I think causes this? The typical cause, there's two of them that the doctors will tell you. Alcoholism is one of them, and the other one is gallstones. Now, he has not, or had not, been checked in the hospital for gallstones, but yesterday he got a blood test from his doctor for gallstones. So hopefully we'll find out soon if he has them or not. To me, from what I've seen regarding my husband and how he eats and what he eats, I will tell you some other things I believe contributed to this, if not out and out caused it. Number one, he is not borderline, but he is a type 2 diabetic. He has not always taken his medicine faithfully. He has not always tested his blood sugars faithfully. And definitely, diabetics, in my experience, are some of the worst eaters you will ever meet because they crave sugar and carbs. The worst thing that they could be overloading on, they overload on. Be very careful. If you have diabetes, please watch what you eat. It's not saying you can't have a piece of cake here and there, but let's not eat a whole entire cake in a sitting. That's just asking for trouble. Not taking time to eat and chew the food properly was a big one for him. I have never seen anybody eat so fast. I would give him a huge plate of food originally, not knowing that he had this problem. And that plate, no doubt, would be gone within about 5 to 10 minutes, if that. He never chewed it hardly at all that I could tell. He doesn't have teeth, so he would gum everything, but still, he didn't take the time to even gum anything properly. So what you need to know is when you eat, you need to chew things so that you create saliva, so that all the enzymes get activated to digest your food. If you're not taking time to chew, you're not digesting your food properly, and it's just sitting there basically in your gut rotting till you shove some more food down in there to rot with it, and it's not healthy. The next thing is eating the wrong foods, like I just told you. Eating the sugars and the carbs was a big one for him. That man could polish off a box of Hostess treats within a few days. And we used to fight about it all the time because I know he's diabetic, and I'm like, why are you doing this to yourself? This is not healthy or safe. He wouldn't listen. He's listening now, believe me. Um, Not taking your medicine or taking the wrong medication can cause it. They have had some links of metformin to diabetes. I'm not saying that that's hard in stone, but I have read quite a bit about it lately, and doctors are very hesitant to prescribe anything other than metformin for diabetes right off the bat, because it's like their go-to drug. Probably pays them the most. I don't know. Just saying. Not taking time to poop. Bowel movements, very important. God made your body a certain way so you pee and poop at certain intervals. You should be having a bowel movement a couple to several times a day if your body's functioning normally. If not, like every day or two would be good. But honestly, you need to make sure that your bowel movements are regular and that they look right. And if you want to know about how they're supposed to look, do some research on it. From my experience, it's supposed to be like soft, tiny bananas that are not hard to pass, and definitely not a weird color. Just a typical light brownish color should be what they are. If they're black, that's not good. If they're colored, you could be eating something that's causing that or taking a medicine that's causing that. But normally, under normal circumstances, make sure your bowel movements are regular and proper looking. Also, not sleeping properly. This man still has sleep problems, sleep apnea, and he will not go and get tested for it. I'm really worried about him and concerned about that, but maybe that's another fish to fry.